Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guided the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
Yo, y'all, my bad, man. Sorry, we starting late. Me and Stu and Blaze, we in the middle of a heated debate, and we just got carried away with ourselves because we get passionate about the things we love, and we talking about video games and fighting games and things right now, and we just was in the midst of a conversation. I said, God damn it, we got to start the show. So, Stu, please go ahead and finish your thought. And then there's one thing I want to talk about is that Street Fighter 6, because that shit is different, man.
Okay, the reason why, remember, was Mortal Kombat 10 when Sonic Fox won. He used Alien. The reason why he used Alien wasn't because of frame rate data or anything like that. He used it because anytime you hit the alien or the alien hit you, his blood spilled on the floor and you took damage from that blood. And all he did, Sonic Fox never did any combos over maybe 4 or 5 because he knew the hits. He chained together the maximum hits that would give him the most damage. So on 4 or 5 hits, he could do 30, 40% damage every time he caught you in a combo. They nerfed Alien after that because after that, Alien's use shot up online because everybody was using that extra damage that Alien gave when he spilled blood. So they nerfed it because Sonic Fox got over on that. When Sonic Fox fought Tekken Master using Kodokan. Kodokan can not only heal itself, but when he raises the totem, it gives him different strengths. And Kodokan can also burn you with the sunlight and the sun discs if you use a certain version of Kodokan. Tekken Master lost because he didn't account for the alien asset. Nobody did. And Sonic Fox got over, and he admitted that that's what he got over with. Sonic Fox never plays and never had played with any character other than the strongest character he could find. When Street Fighter 6 came out, he was playing with that dude with the cane and was whooping the best people in the world. He don't even play that joint like that. But he was whooping because he used the strongest character available. Sonic Fox plays to win. He don't care about frame rates. He don't care about nothing. He plays to win. He strings together whatever he can to win the battle as best he can and do the most damage when he gets you, when he catches you. That's just it.
Well, that's why I brought up the tier list earlier. The reason for a character being high on the tier list isn't always going to be their frame data. It might just be some busted ass shit, just like the blood that you mentioned. So that's the same thing. If you're up on the tier list for a certain reason, it's not always going to be because of your frame data. It could just be because they have some type of mechanic that is easily utilized or whatever reason that they have for that.
And my point was just that using the frame data.
I just want to tell you something, Blaze. I just want to tell you something, Blaze. You just proved my point. That's all I was trying to say. I'm glad you said it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, nephew. Best nephew in the world.
But frame. My point is proven that if you are at the peak of your game, and then you learn all that frame rate shit, you are now elevated to a higher level. So what happens is these kids today, they got to the highest levels that we got, but they wanted more. And so they started getting into the coding of the game and started learning frame rate. Then developers started posting the frame rate in their games as a part of the training because people made it became such a thing to do amongst the top players. But if you're not a top player to the point that you've exhausted everything, you are a master at the game, you're not going to get into that tier shit and that frame rate shit because you don't need to. And at that point, but once you get to the level where you can't get any better, the only way to elevate is to get technical with it and start learning all the ins and outs. But you and I were we were having a conversation Street Fighter 4 and 5 and shit, and Street Fighter 6 changed the game. Street Fighter 6 is a lot different than the other Street Fighters. You might be great at all the other Street Fighters. It doesn't mean you're going to be great at 6. But I personally don't play 6. Blaze's best friend and Blaze, they play the shit out of it. Blaze's best friend is really fucking amazing at the shit. But I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't really explain how different, why it was so different. But I know Blaze can break that down. Bust that down for me one time.
But I want to go back and say that
Okay.
on for instance, there's a character on Super Smash Brothers called Ganondorf, and he can kill you in probably 2 hits if he touches you, and you could be playing a top tier character and you're still going to get touched maybe 2 or 3 times and you will die to him. And he has a lot of really crazy busted moves. For instance, he's the worst character in the game out of 87 characters. By far. The worst character in the game by far. And there's just a lot that goes into that. You would look at him and think like, damn, I just lost in like a couple of seconds to him. How is he not a top tier character? He's the worst character in the game out of 87. It's because it's been grueled to death, grinded by multiple geeky people that just sat there on the game for days and hours trying to get down and crack down why characters were better than other characters. And a lot of that does go into frame data, but a lot of that also could just go into the fact that some people's moves just outright outdo other people's moves. But a character like that being at the bottom tier should just go to show you that it's not surface level at all. Like,
Yeah, you can't just know by looking at it, and
you have to
get into this.
Listen. Don't listen. For me personally, as much as I play fighting games, frame rate data is only to so that you can learn when to block, when not to block, and catch people when they open, so you can get your combo in, or you can block a combo. That's all it is for me. That's all I need, because sooner or later you're gonna slip up and I'm gonna open up. And I'm gonna open you up. Or sooner or later, I might slip up and you can open up. That's all frame rate data means to me, is when my opportunity comes where I can get my combo off. I watched Sonic Fox one time. He used to stream his gaming. And I'm gonna find a video and send it to you. He played this dude that used Robin. And nobody really used Robin like that. Sonic Fox was whooping everybody. The dude had the best Robin I ever seen. Even Sonic Fox said that. He's like, yo, this dude got the best Robin ever. He whooped him. Sonic Fox kept trying to hit him back up. He never hit him back up. He was just moving on to the next player. He was good. Like, he was really good. There's somebody in the US that's so good, and they live probably in Idaho somewhere, and they ain't got nothing else to do but to play any game we playing. And that's all they play. And if we go up against them, no matter how much frame data we know or whatever, they're gonna whoop us, because they might only got one game, and that might be.
I guarantee you that person you're talking about knows all the frame data. That's the point. That's those tryhards that have no job. They just sit there and play video games 24/7. They know all that shit.
Or maybe that guy just played the game so much, you just can't beat him, man, because he's so good, because it's repetitive. He just played it so much, just can't beat him. Maybe he don't care about frame data. Maybe he just loved playing the game. He don't get that down and dirty with it, but he loved the character. He knows all the moves. He knows when to strike, when to block, when to strike, when to block. That's all it is. And he knows it.
So a person that's just good at the game like that goes up against someone who's just knows all the science.
Well, you got to think though.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. You're going to a tournament like you're trying to win Evo. You're trying to win millions of dollars of Street Fighter and off Tekken. You are going to know that stuff, because there's a lot of money on the table. There's going to be brackets that you're going to have.
Well, yeah, because it's fight fire with fire. It's fight fire with fire. Because when you think about it, when you go to Evo, I've been to Evo a few times. It's the same guys every year. Ain't nobody new showing up from Idaho that play that game relentlessly. It's always the same guys, and they play each other. They play each other so much, they know each other's moves, and they know what each other don't do. They play each other online.
They also know all the frame rate data and all that other shit. They know all that shit
against each other. Yeah, against each other. If you,
I'll
tell you
they
what,
just know it about the game.
I know. I learned.
No matter who they play, they know it about the game. Professional players know that shit, dog. That's my only point. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm not saying you're wrong. But what I'm saying is, there's somebody out there that don't play professionally that can beat all the professionals that we publicly know, because it's only a handful of them. It might be like 12 of them at the most that are really good and compete at every damn tournament.
You're right. There may be someone that can beat the people that play tournaments that they don't play tournaments. There may be someone, but I bet you that person knows the frame rate data.
Yeah, well,
And
That duel swings both ways.
especially on Tekken, where it's really important, you almost won't be able to get anywhere on Tekken specifically if you don't know that shit.
Yeah, Tekken you can only spam. Like if you don't, that's why you see a lot of people spamming shit on Tekken, because if you don't know that stuff, you can't play the game. Like that shit is important to be able to make the character do a bunch of shit. That's why they're just doing the same 4 shits, because they don't know that technical shit. That's why it's called Tekken, because it's technical. But Street Fighter 6.
I thought that was the name of the fighting tournament. I thought it was just called Tekken.
Yeah, but that's the kind of play on words. But what's the Street Fighter 6?
Well, the main difference with Street Fighter 6 from the other Street Fighters that pretty much changes everything is the drive gauge.
The drive gauge.
Yeah,
That's
drive gauge does. It does. It does.
It pretty much changes the entire game, and parries, and which goes into the drive gauge. Anything to do with the drive gauge
that wasn't in the
pretty
other
much
game.
changes everything.
Yeah.
Parries has been in the last 4 Street Fighter games.
But it's not tied to the drive gauge though. It's different.
No, it was because there wasn't no drive gauge until this game right here.
So you have drive impact, drive. I think it's called drive rush, and your drive parry.
Now,
and
you gotta remember one thing about Street Fighter, Blaze. Every move in Street Fighter, even the supers, can all be countered, and every character has something to counter any type of special move from any other character. Every last one. There's not one that does it. Remember that about Street Fighter. Street Fighter is very balanced. Anything you can do in Street Fighter, somebody can counter it. They just gotta have the timing and the right move. Gotta figure it out. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's so great about Street Fighter.
There's reasons why JP is the best character in the game. The dude with the cane we were talking about. Yeah, it just pretty much the whole drive impact stuff and the drive gauge, that pretty much changes everything. Like I've had people that play Street Fighter their whole lives, and when they got on 6, they were just like, "This is not Street Fighter. I don't even know what this game is." And you know, I'm not a Street Fighter guy. I don't like Street Fighter. I don't like Street Fighter. I didn't play any Street Fighter before 6. 6 is my first one, and I don't like Street Fighter 6. But a lot of people love Street Fighter 6, so I don't know. But I do know that the drive gauge itself is the main difference, and also a huge difference.
No, it is. It is. But they put that in there to make it more. How can you put it? To give it something. That's the selling point. Like that's the gimmick on the game. That's why nobody really likes it, because it's gimmicky, and it also gives players that don't really play a lot a chance to win. Whereas, and they wouldn't be able to if that drive gauge wasn't there. That's the whole reason why. That's why a lot of people hate it.
I personally don't think that the drive gauge does that. I don't think that I don't think it does that. It doesn't give anybody an edge. That would be like X Factor in Marvel vs. Capcom. It's not a comeback mechanic by any means. It more so just adds depth to the game overall. It gives you more options to do. So if you're blocking,
it gives the casual player a chance. It gives the casual player a chance they wouldn't normally have.
Yeah, like explain an instance where drive gauge would give a casual player a chance to win over somebody that isn't a casual player.
So we're talking about frame rates, right? So let's just say
no, not at all.
Wait.
I'm not talking about that at all.
Wait. Let it cook. Let's just say you're talking about frame rates. Let's just say you're Ken.
We're not talking about frame rates, so don't change the subject.
I'm not talking about frame rates. Just give me a second. Let's say somebody. I know there's no.
Answer the question of how the drive gauge.
I was going to answer the question. I was going to answer the question, but you won't let me. Every time I say something, you keep up. You gotta let me. You gotta let me set it up. I'm setting it up. You're a casual player. Reno's a casual player, but he knows he's fighting Ken. But he knows Ken's frame. He knows when Ken does his Haryuken. He knows the reach and the range on it, right? And he knows that once he throws it, he's open for something. And let's just say Reno's getting beat up, but his gauge is full. Ken misses Haryuken. Reno hits the gauge. Boom, 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 boom. Now he opens Ken up to a super combo that he has down pat. He takes boom, 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 boom. Now him and Ken's health bars are both just like this. Now he's got a chance to win. It's not saying he's going to win, but it makes them feel better about playing a game instead of throwing the controller down and being like, man, I don't play this trash. Get out of here. I can't win. Most people throw down fighting games because they can't win. That's what it does. It just gives you a fighting chance. Not saying you're gonna win with it, but it gives you a better chance than what you have if you didn't have it.
You said Ken misses the super, then he presses the. If you miss the super at all, you're taking anything. Like you're getting hit by anything if you miss the super at all.
No, not the super Haryuken, just a regular joint, just a regular quarter circle. You miss it.
Well, if you miss,
boom.
That's called a whiff. If you miss any kind of move at all whatsoever, you're gonna get hit by anything in the game. It doesn't matter
exactly.
If it's
but let's say you blocked it. Let's say you blocked it. Now listen, you can miss with that gauge too, but let's say you got it timed where you can hit him. It just gives you a fair advantage. Most people rage quit on fighting games, bro.
Tristan, salute. Welcome to the show, Tristan.
They're gonna rage quit, and that's just what it is.
The drive gauge in SF6, if you use a drive impact, so let's say you're blocking and someone uses a drive impact to break your block. You can use the drive in. You're supposed to. You're never going to be put into a situation where there's nothing you can do against it. If someone uses a drive impact on your block to break it, you use your drive impact to break their drive impact. That's an added extra amount of depth. That's not a comeback mechanic. That's just more.
Wait. Now you just said exactly what I just said, but you said in different words. It still gives you a fighting chance. That's the reason why it gives you a fighting chance. There's no move in Street Fighter that can't be countered by another move by any character. You just got to figure out what moves that counter the other moves. Like E Honda's his head rush where he jumps and hits you, that can be countered. If you're Ryu or Ken, a Haryuken counters that. That's just what it is. It's always been like that since Street Fighter 3.
Well, I mean, overheads, or no, not overheads.
Like each character has a special move. Ken and Ryu has the Haryuken. Spinning bird kick is Chun-Li, right? Blanca has the rolling ball. Each one of those can be countered by another character. You just got to figure out what move counters that move. I used to have a book that told you which one countered what from who. So I know if you're using E Honda and he does the headbutt, all you got to do if you're Ken or Ryu, a Haryuken, you got to get the timing right. It null and voids it every time. So he would have to use another move in order to succeed. That's why they balanced. That's called balance. They balanced it for that reason because people would spam those moves.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like in Street Fighter 6, the drive gauge, it only changes the game and it makes it. The drive gauge, bottom line, makes the game harder. It makes the game.
Thank you. I've been waiting for you to say that. That's the truth of it. The drive gauge makes it a harder game. It makes it more complex.
Makes it harder. Makes it harder to do. Makes it harder to do. Well, what does it make it harder to do?
Explain why it makes it harder.
Let's just say I don't play Street Fighter. I don't know this. What does drive gauge make it harder to do?
Because you instead of blocking someone's move, you could use a drive impact, and since there's armor on it, that move will go through pretty much any move in the game. Now, the reason that it's not a comeback mechanic and it's not a casual thing to do is because you can counter their drive impact. You're supposed to be thinking about that. So it's not going to be an instance of I'm just throwing out my drive impact and winning. Right. That's only going to happen if you don't know how to deal with drive impact. And if you don't know how to deal with drive impact, that means you need to learn how to do it. That's an extra amount of depth, which makes the game harder.
I get what Stu's saying.
So, Stu, you're saying if you already know how to play Street Fighter and then you go into play someone that plays Street Fighter 6 and they know about the drive gauge, they have an advantage. Well, yeah, you're right, but you need to learn how to play the game because Street Fighter 6 has a drive gauge. So if you learn the drive gauge, now you have the same advantage they have. That's the thing. You have to learn how to play the game. That it's not like giving them an advantage over you. Like if I use my drive gauge, you just can't defend against it. Now you're dead because I used my drive gauge. It's like the drive gauge now gives us both something now that we have to think about, worry about, and work on.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a comeback.
Right. Well, all right. So drive gauge is basically it's more of a tanky thing. So like in Street Fighter, I think it was Street Fighter 3.
In addition to the game, it makes the game more complex. It gives you more shit to have to do. That's why I don't like Street Fighter 6. That's why casual people that play Street Fighter just generally don't like 6 because it's this extra shit.
Fighter 3.
But it speaks to the new gaming style with these new fighting games. That's the thing. These new games that are coming out. Pokemon, are you nuts?
In Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 1, you could block all day and you lost no health. In Street Fighter 3,
Yeah.
that's where they implemented that. If you kept hitting the Joker and he kept blocking, sooner you was gonna break the block,
That's
and they'd be
games
like this.
evolving.
So
Games
they
evolving.
were Street Fighter was the first one that did that. They were the first one that started that. So when you got the drive gauge basically is that same mechanic, but you can only tank 2 hits. You can tank about 2 hits without being interrupted in that. So, like Blaze said, you can counter it, or you can use it, or you can use it to counter it, or counter it if it's being used on you. It's basically like a tug of war. That's all it is. Really, is an extra. It's just a more complex tug of war that they implemented in the game that the Street Fighter players just don't like. Because to me, it is gimmicky. It's a little gimmicky to me. I know how to use it. I understand it, but I do think it's gimmicky. I agree with a lot of gamers on that it is gimmicky, and it is more for the casual player. It's more for the casual player who don't understand frame rates and who don't understand
No.
impact.
Casual player would be the one that doesn't know about the drive gauge, bro. Casual player be the one that knows all about the Street Fighter 1 through 5. That's the casual player. If you learn the extra shit that Street Fighter 6 has, that's not a casual player. That means you're learning more. So that's not casual. That's more.
But it forces you. It forces you to learn that. It forces you to learn that. Because if you're not gonna like Blaze said,
It
you're not
forces you
gonna
to learn that to compete. Yeah, you have to learn it to compete.
Yeah.
That means it's
like
more
said,
shit to learn.
It is. And some people just don't want to learn that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point right there. Some people just don't want to
More
learn.
than not, and this is documented, casual players are scared off by Street Fighter 6 because of the drive system.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not attracting casual players. It's scaring them off. Casual players are like, "What's this extra shit?
And
this shit I don't even know."
The reason it's not
because
spammable,
it's
the reason it's not spammable. The reason it's not a comeback mechanic, and the reason that it doesn't just give you an edge per se, is because it's a gauge. That means it's a bar. That means you only get so many times to use it. When you're burnt out and you don't have anything to use, you're playing classic Street Fighter. Now you're playing classic Street Fighter against somebody that has a drive gauge to use against you. Now you're fucked. So you have to be thinking about when the perfect time it is to spend some of that drive gauge and when it's not. So that's an extra added amount of depth to think about. You can't just throw it out at any time. You have to know.
No, you can't.
The optimal time is to put it out.
Or
if you don't, you get burnt out.
Yeah, just salute. Right. Because drive only adds 4 frames, right? It only adds 4 frames to hit stun block to your normal perform move. That's it. So whether you know that or not, or whether you can perform it or not, that's all it does. That's all it really is. For some people, that's critical. And for some people, that's like, man, why do I even need this? But they added it because some people sit there and just block all day long, and you got to be able to get something to break through the blocks, or the fight get boring.
Well, they added it because Street Fighter was the most basic fighting game out there, and by the time that all these new games had come out with all this crazy shit, Street Fighter wanted to compete in that class. They wanted to put their game in that class of these new like games with all this extra science that you got to worry about, and that's how this conversation started. Because I was just talking about how new fighting games, we're talking about Marvel Tokon, and how there's all this new technical science shit that didn't exist when me and Stu played fighting games when we were young. I mean, Stu still plays, but you know, back in the day, games in the 90s and 2000s, they weren't like this. And these new games are not only taking advantage of all these new scientific extras, but they're built around them. And if you don't know them, you're gonna be spamming jab. You can't play the game. And I've tried to play some of these new games with like the old knowledge of how to play a fighting game. It's not even fun. And that's why I was saying, like, you know, learning all that shit. And I told Blaze this, I was like, man, all that shit ruins the game. It ruins the fun, like all that extra shit. And he says, nah, like it gets to a point where that is the fun. And that shit was like,
but Street Fighter's been adding that since Street Fighter 3. They had the V gauge. After the V gauge, then you had the V reversals and the V shift. And then after that, you had the comeback mechanic, and then you had the ultras.
One fighting game of the year, and also why it's the most successful Street Fighter game by far. But I'm gonna go.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, for sure.
Kind of kick it out here. Yes. Street Fighting game. Street Fighter 6. It's a conundrum, man, because like I think it's the most popular game because new gamers love this shit. Guys like us, I don't know, man. I don't even. To me, it takes the fun out of it. But I'm an RPG guy. I'd rather get by myself and get in a room, turn all the fucking lights off, maybe even light a candle and fucking play some fantasy RPG. That's how I game. That's the type of gamer I am. Online play, competing with other people, first person shooters, fighting games, all that other shit. It's not for me. Like I'm from the old school, baby, where we played fucking Nintendo in our bedrooms and shit. That's it. There wasn't no connection to Japan and shit. But whatever floats your boat, man. And however you love the game is great, because there's so many ways to game, bro. There's so many different kinds of gamers, different kinds of games. And there's some for everybody. I mean, there's 80-year-old people that play video games. I mean, it's not a young person's thing anymore.
Nah,
Like
I
when we
play
was
with
kids in the
listen.
80s, it was literally kids and like the guys
Yeah,
that built the games.
yeah, the nerds. Yeah,
Nerds.
I played Destiny with a 70. When did I meet her? She was 76 when I met her. Tiny Dancer. That's her gamer handle. She was 76 when I met her. So I've been playing with her about 3 years, 77. She's about 79 years old. Play Destiny every day. Her
Wow.
gamer tag is Tiny Dancer. I met her in Crucible, and she was in there wrecking shit at 76 years old.
That's
I'm not
dope.
lying. Her name is Tiny Dancer on PlayStation. Tiny Dancer TR.
My bad.
Grandkids, they were calling her. They're like, Grandma. And she was playing again. She was like, I'm coming. And then you hear the kids in the background like, Grandma's playing the game again. She won't get off. Grandma, come on. She's like, I'm coming. And she sounds like an old lady. She don't talk like, she sounds like an old lady.
Word.
She tell you, I'm 70-something years old.
That's dope. That's dope as fuck. Man, yeah, bro. It's some so this new Marvel Tokon, this new fighting game is what kind of sparked this conversation. This shit is like next level. It's dope because like it has all the characters and all the moves and all the superheroes and all their powers and all that cool shit. But the thing is, like, if you just want to me, like fighting games, playing them by yourself gets kind of boring, right? You can only playing the computer and fighting games. I never had fun doing. The only fun I ever had with a fighting game is when me and my boys was sitting around the room. You know what I'm saying? All of us just in there, just wilding, having fun, being loud, talking shit, playing the game in person, not online, like in person. Like I never have fun online. I never have. But I don't knock it. It's just I never had fun doing it. But what I do love, man, is RPGs and shit. But I'm not a big side scroll beat 'em up guy either, because those get redundant and boring to me, because it's just like one guy you walk by, you got like the same move over and over. But
You're not gonna get the Marvel side scroller that's coming, bro. Cosmic Mayhem.
that's what we talking about right now.
Yeah,
that's what we talking about right now. So that game right there changes everything. Like that's the shit. So the game we talking about right now is called Cosmic Invasion, right? And
yeah,
that shit there, bro. It's a side scroller like the TMNT beat 'em up, but you have all the different Marvel characters with all their different Marvel powers. You know what I'm saying? So like it doesn't get boring, and redundant. You get all these characters that and shit, and see all these cool worlds. You see Rocket Raccoon there with the gun. Look at that gun he got.
You know what I'm hoping, Reno? Because I know we're getting.
Cap.
I know for a fact we're getting Robbie Reyes.
Look at Venom.
We're getting Wolverine. We're getting Venom.
Look at
we're
Venom.
Getting Venom is dope.
Captain Marvel.
They just introduced Beta Ray Bill and Silver Surfer. We're getting Storm.
We got Nova.
We're getting Nova. But this is the only thing. This is the murder. They won't tell us how many characters we're getting from the start, and they're not telling us if we're going to get new characters down the line.
Right.
But we know we are. We know we're going to get them. So I'm excited to play with Beta Ray Bill. I want to play with Silver Surfer. They show gameplay of both of them already.
Yeah.
And we've all seen the gameplay of Venom, Cap, Wolvie, and all that. It's I think it's a 2-player beat 'em up, or 4 players. You can play 2 or 4.
4, yeah, it's like 4.
I know you.
4 players.
Yeah, yeah. And you can switch
the
between
TMNT
characters.
game.
Yeah, And that exactly what it is. But the
I agree.
TMNT game
I
is
agree with Tristan,
dope.
man. I like the old Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom, them older ones where they had the more pixelated and cartoon style was great. That new one they did, where I think it was like 3. It was like looked like
The Marvel vs.
CGI.
Capcom.
It was
Yeah,
horrible.
that
Yeah, it
was
was
it.
Marvel. I
Nobody liked
hated
it.
that
Yeah,
one.
everybody hated it.
Like,
It was
it had
called
less
Marvel
character.
vs. Capcom Infinite, and everybody
Yeah,
hated it.
that shit was
Everybody hated
doo-doo.
it, bro.
I like the OG joints, man, because I like that old that art style. Yeah, Cosmic Invasion is gonna be wicked, bro. I can't wait. I mean, there's a lot to it. Like it's it you know, because like turtles, they got their different weapons and shit, but it's still you're still just punching and kicking and doing the same. It's still like very redundant in my opinion. It gets old fast. That's just to me. I know some people it gets old fast for me. Even with all the different shit they throw in. But superheroes with all their different shit, you know what I'm saying, is dope.
That's a little different. Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah. And
Even now Power Rangers, the Power Rangers side scroller beat 'em up. That's like Ninja Turtles and Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
uh-huh.
That's dope. That's a dope game. And it's one that's been slept on. If you can get that, buy that game, be the best $10, $20. I think it's like $20 now. It'd be like the best $10, $20 you ever spent.
Yo,
No lie.
Derpy. Oh shit. Yo, y'all. What time is it? We're gonna go holler at EGC in a minute. I think it starts at 8. He want us to come say what's up to him. I told him we slide through. Let me make sure. Okay, it's popping right now. It's called Living Room Live. And we're gonna slide through and say what's up to the homie. But this dude right here, he said, heading into my first hands-on Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I knew it'd be a good 2D beat 'em up. Developer Tribute Games Inc. is proved its chops with excellent throwback Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and I expected to be satisfied basically the same again with Marvel skin over the top. Right? He thought, like I thought, it was going to be basically Marvel characters over the top of a TMNT game. What I didn't expect is how properly super it would feel. Pick any of the game's 15 playable characters, load up a level, and within seconds, you're kicking ass in that hero's signature style. Wolverine leaps halfway across the screen to stab enemies to pieces. She-Hulk snatches flying foes right out of the air and choke slams them into the ground. Rocket Raccoon blasts out a furious barrage of lasers, grenades, and landmines whenever he goes. Despite simple, accessible move sets, everyone basically just has an attack, a special move, a defend, and a super move. Oh, and air and dashing variants of those. Each character feels uniquely powerful. As Captain America, you're a master of defense and controlling the fight with long-range shield throws for crowd control and a sturdy block that can parry with the right timing and deflect projectiles. Spider-Man instead uses a far-reaching dodge and a web swing that can traverse most of the screen through the air, allowing him to constantly outmaneuver enemies. Meanwhile, Nova is a master of keep away, firing long-range laser beams, flying above foes' heads, and raining down on key targets with absolutely glorious dive kick. So basically, it's like you get a party, right? You're 4 players, right? You're 4 friends, and you all have different, specialties. Like you got Cap, he's your tank, that kind of shit. Raccoon's your damage dealer, whatever it is. Nova's your ranged guy, whatever. So tag team system allows those differences to play into your strategy in a meaningful way. You can play as a team of up to 4 in co-op, but each player gets to choose 2 characters and then swap between them at will. That's fly. So if you're one of the 4 players, you don't just pick one character, you get to pick 2 and switch between them. So technically, you guys have 8 different characters on this in the game at one time. And you can certainly just pick your 2 favorites and have a blast, but there are also tactical combinations to be found. That's what I'm talking about. Spider-Man's dodge, for example, makes him excellent at dealing with shield enemies. They can't be damaged from the front and make powerful charging attacks, but he can easily get behind them and pummel their vulnerable backs. He's not so well equipped to take on a horde of lesser foes, at which point switch to Phyla Vel, using her brilliantly wide sword swings to clear the field and make encounter a breeze.
The biggest gaming. What else? Those specialties can help give each hero their time and to shine and show off. And and they make the tag team system feel a meaningful tool in your arsenal as you keep that keep as you fight to keep that perfect combo. The cherry on top is crisp, colorful pixel art animation with no obligation to make its heroes look realistic or tactical. Thank you. I love that these are the comic cartoony designs. Cosmic Invasion can just embrace their personalities with the stretchy exuberance of a Saturday morning cartoon. Rocket leaps round wildly like a feral animal. Venom drags himself along with distorted arms and warps into different forms. Storm spins herself into a whirlwind. Drill attacks, and it's just so fun seeing these characters so completely off the leash. Amidst its creativity and chaos, however, the core beat 'em up formula is very familiar. Like Shredder's Revenge, it's a modern take on the genre, taking out the old inconveniences and sprinkling in modern improvements. But it's not experimental in the way that Absalom's mix of beat 'em up with roguelike is. From what I've played, you walk from left to right, you beat up bad guys, you eventually reach a boss, and you move to the next level, just like in the arcades. And I was really hoping, there's a game called Scott Pilgrim, and it's a side scroll beat 'em up, and Scott Pilgrim side scroll beat 'em ups made by the same people, and it takes side scroll beat 'em ups to a new level. There's like stores, you can pop into shops, upgrade your equipment, buy food, like different ways to go. There's like a map. It's a side scroll, but you can go indoors and change the level. Like it's fucking, that's what I was hoping they would have done with this Marvel game, because that would have been phenomenal. And let's read on. Maybe they did. I don't know. I just had to think about that. But in other words, if you're not already on board with the genre, Cosmic Invasion is probably not going to convert you. But that similar structure does feel like a blessing here. It's simple and comfortable enough that the focus can be on all the powers and the attacks of the heroes, break the usual rules, rather than on learning new systems or picking your way through RPG-like progression. You know, that's I guess that's cool, because like that's the whole point of the beat 'em up, is you just hop in and play. But I really would have liked, I mean, I guess that's Ultimate Alliance. We have that. So they didn't want to make another Ultimate Alliance. So it's, if you want that, go play Ultimate Alliance. Like a lot of you out there, the Marvel brand doesn't seem to summon a lot of excitement in me these days, but I couldn't be more eager to dive back into Cosmic Invasion to see more. You know, when I hear people say that shit, Marvel brand doesn't summon a lot of excitement in me these days. That makes me think that you were only ever a Marvel fan because of the MCU. Like the MCU made you a Marvel fan. You're not really a Marvel fan. You're an MCU fan. And you know, if that's the maybe that expanded you, but yeah, if nothing if Marvel just doesn't excite you, why? Because the movies ain't doing so hot. Like who cares? It's still Marvel to me. I don't give a damn. Now, I will say, devil's advocate, the comics have been suffering lately. The only really great Marvel comics anymore are the Ultimate Universe ones.
Line, yeah, they are. They're great. I mean, they put a passion back in me, and I've even been kind of like cheating a little bit. Where I won't buy them right away, and I'll wait and then get like because I was doing it issue by issue, but I don't know. I had anxiety because I wanted to read the next one, so I would wait and then get like 3 issues at a time or 4 issues. So I get like 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and then read them all back to back. And that actually pleased me more than just reading one issue. And then I'm thinking about it all week, like, dang, like what about this? What about that? Like Ultimate Spider-Man right now is good. That is excellent, bro. I'm hooked on it, bro. I'm hooked on Ultimate Spider-Man. I really, really am. Yeah, because I like the whole premise of the story and how they set the whole thing up. And then how he came to be Spider-Man and came in. Like it's a whole different spin that gives you a whole different look at Spider-Man. And he still turned out to be the same Spider-Man, regardless of what happened before. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a modern twist on it.
Mhm.
That's the best way I can. That's the best way I can put it. And I like it. I'm not even gonna lie. I love it. I love the modern twist. The only one I can't really. I don't know. You've been reading it, so maybe you could tell me. Is
What?
Black Panther.
Nah, that's
That's
the one Ultimate that I'm not reading.
oh, okay. I thought you had Ultimate Black Panther.
No,
I
I
can't.
bought like
I
the first
tried it.
4 issues, but 3 maybe. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I
Yeah, that's
just
what I
was.
did. Yeah, it wasn't for me. Yeah, I bought the first like same thing, 2, 3 issues. I couldn't get into it for some reason. It was just too much. It was too much explaining, too much story, too much dialogue that I thought was meaningless and didn't need to be there. So for me, it killed it for me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find AGC's thing, man. I told him we'd come chop it up, but where the fuck is it? This don't make no sense. You didn't give me the instructions how to get there or nothing. I thought that's what.
You didn't?
Well, let's see. Let's go to the website that's on the bottom of the post. Let's see. Here's the website. AfricanManPorn.com. I don't see no live show right here though. It's a music video.
Full strength, super confident, monotone from the flesh, living instantly my past, represent the master teacher's mission with the knowledge is religious and the spiritual, common individual, who's a man bringing culture back with the lyrical essence of his presence, divine love and evidence, precedence, I don't represent the president, rock the new rock, I elevate the new thought, rhythm and the poetry, the competition knowing me, never coming.
That shit hard though. That shit hard.
It
I
is.
can't find.
It is.
I
That's a
can't find.
mixtape. That's
That's
on
just, yeah.
Spotify.
That's it. Yeah, God album.
Right.
God. Yeah, this is hip hop.
Man,
Oh wait, it's called This Is His. Okay, you got a couple different joints. He got
Rhythm and
Rhythm and
Poetry.
Poetry mixtape. Then he got This Is Hip Hop. Then he got there was one more. What was the other one? We got the Wu-Tang up there. Hold on. Let me go look at all these shits. God album out now.
G.O.D. album.
This Is Hip Hop out now. Rhythm and Poetry comes out May 23rd. I guess it's already out. May 23rd. The Healer comes out August 11th. My Origins comes out October. Man, they just banging Wu-Tang Dedication. That's dope. Wu-Tang Dedication. I'm down with that. Hip Hop for the Culture.
They banging
Who
them
else got
out. They banging
these?
out. They banging out joints. Hold up, huh?
Bruh, they really
Go to
serious.
his website. They got digital
So
downloads or no?
looks like it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
But
to go in there. I'm gonna have to
man,
go in there and get
telling me
some of
come to
this.
the YouTube channel. What's the YouTube channel, man? Online show. Living Room Live, but that's not, but it don't come up as that.
It don't.
Nah, man, hold on. Let me call it. Let me call him, man. Hold on, because I don't want to miss this. That's a shame. Oh well. Well, we tried, bro, but your Instagram invitation here does not give a YouTube channel. It doesn't tell you what channel to go to.
Wow.
Maybe it's Dr. AMB TV. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. Try that. I think that's it.
What in the? Oh, so
That's them right
okay,
there.
so it's like an open mic. Yeah, it's like an open mic thing or something.
Oh, okay.
Living room live. I get it now. Living room live. They're in the living room.
Okay.
They're in the
Okay.
living
They
room.
like front porch. They like the front porch joint. Okay.
Yeah, living room
We'll take
live.
it.
They live from the living room.
Live from the living room. Let's see what we got.
All right, let's get live with it real quick. Let's
Let's
just
see
say
what's
what's
going
up.
down.
We really got to give credit to one of our innovative artists out here, you know what I'm saying, who do all they can to provide, you know what I'm saying, for their audience and the people they love and support them, you know what I'm saying? And my dog A&B, you know what I'm saying? I, one of the individuals I know who love hip hop to the core, like it's in his DNA, in his blood. You know what I'm saying? He'll stay down there in that basement for hours in the studio. You know what I mean? He
Can y'all hear what he's saying?
albums and albums.
Yeah, I can hear him.
And albums.
I don't know about them.
You need like 3 days.
Could you hear?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
I'm just A&B, you know what I'm saying, to get through this. So I think it take too long. Thank you for the platform, my God, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the artists who's performing today, because he, you know what I'm saying, that's one of the sickest artists in the lineup, man. Tap in with me, joegospel.com. Yeah, I am joegospel.com. I am joegospel.com.
Yo, shout out to EGC right there, man. EGC.
You see y'all partying over there. Wherever y'all at, y'all partying.
Yeah.
Take my
So
hat off.
that's the homie right there. He be in our chat all the time. He's a supporter of the channel and a friend. So we just popping in to say what's up. This is Dr. AMB TV channel, where it's nothing but hip hop, and it looks like it's gonna be real deal, like homegrown grassroots, real hip hop, like from the street, from the basement. So that's the culture.
You can watch the new these, but you can't buy. Hey, yo, what's up with that? Why is it like that, LG and the Bulldogs?
Word.
Shout out to also more. Right? So, before we bring on our next MC, how y'all feel? Let me.
I'm gonna switch to hard. I should have put the damn Ethernet on.
It's buffering. It's buffering.
I know. Ethernet, where are you? Finding the jack in the back of the computer is a pain in the ass when you can't see it. All right.
I'm gonna emoji y'all to death.
Bang.
Put up your favorite emoji. See some Black Power bits, Black August, all day. Also, happy Hip Hop Recognition Month. Hope y'all enjoying your summer.
Happy Hip Hop Recognition Month.
Is it September 21st? Yes. Our big brother, BCR, will be performing at the City Winery. And that's the B's up in the chat. VCR performing. The master poet, long time organizer. fertilization, blood-skin land production. Make some noise, man.
Yeah, it's kind of muffled. I'm not gonna
Okay.
stay on this too long because it is kind of muffled and uh yeah, I know it ain't really that entertaining for those that's watching the show right now because you really can't hear what's going on. So I ain't gonna do that to y'all, but definitely check out EGC and them here at the Dr. AMB TV channel live and give them that subscribe and that like. As y'all see, I just did, and I'm saying support the homie.
That's dope, man. That's dope. They rocking right now.
It is,
Fun,
it is.
man. I
Yeah,
like that.
they
I
having
like
fun.
that.
That's hip hop, man. They having a good ass time. Having, bro. That's the best part of hip hop to me is fucking. You know what I'm saying, getting together, being in the cipher, just really in the studio. But
Letting it go. They having fun right now, man. I like that.
absolutely,
Put a smile on my face.
absolutely. All right, let's get it popping. So, what was it? What was the thing? Hang on, what was the thing? We talk about it. Oh,
Got Martian Manhunter
okay,
right there.
Martian Manhunter.
New costumes. New
Yeah,
costumes.
the Emperor's new clothes, sorry, the Punisher's new clothes. And yes, let me find because we got to. Oh, and Blade merch. Blade merch.
What?
Blade merch. So now we know what Blade's gonna look like. So I got that for y'all. Where? Oh, the Batman is apparently gonna have a Robin, which is crazy. But here, let me. But James Gunn. So Martian Manhunter. Is a fan favorite. He's one of my favorites. I love Martian Manhunter. He's dope. Um, and incidentally, he's one of the black characters of DC's Justice League. One of the only. And they, of course, hide that with green Martian skin, but it is what it is. We'll take it. And one
I'm
of
laughing
the
because they do.
rules.
I'm laughing
I
because
know.
they do. They really do.
I know. It's yeah, but one of the guys, one of the actors that was already in Peacemaker, James Gunn is now going to recast as who else could it be but Martian Manhunter, because he says, quote, I think Clemson Murn is canon. Maybe his face might not be canon if we want to cast Chuck as something else in the DCU. But also, Chuck could end up being some other character, maybe one that isn't so humanoid. That's a direct quote from James Gunn. And Chuck Iwuji, from Peacemaker. And I don't know about y'all, but I think, I mean, why not? That's Martian
That's a
Manhunter.
good pick. Yeah, that's
Hell
Martian
yeah.
Manhunter. But you
Hell
wait. I'm gonna keep it a buck. In the first season, I always thought he was Martian Manhunter, but just
Oh,
in
what?
disguise.
Right.
Yeah, because if you go back and listen to some of the stuff he say
Right.
and do
Yes.
and how he talks, like
Yes.
I thought he was. It just
Me
never
too.
came out. Like he never changed. I always thought he was Martian Manhunter, but he
Mhm.
was just because you got to remember when Martian Manhunter came to Earth, he took a human form of an African American for a long time. He was
Yep.
actually doing detective work and everything before he
Yep.
just came out to that form right there. But I
Right.
thought he was already Martian Manhunter. So I don't know. Maybe my suspicions was right.
No, they were, because I remember we thought that and we said that, but fucking now Gunn is
Confirming it.
officializing it. Yeah, confirming it.
Yeah.
And that's good shit. So, speaking on the official Peacemaker podcast, he said that. So that's official shit. And the idea that he could return as a less humanoid character immediately, has me thinking of Gunn's recent tease about the Martian Manhunter being part of the new DC universe, which maybe I don't think it's that much of wishful thinking, because I think, like Stu said, I think this was set up. Like I don't
you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, could it be? Maybe, maybe." And like Stu said, man, I think like I already thought that. Like I already thought they kind of hinted at that, but maybe it was just us being clairvoyant. I don't know, but his gravitas and humanity would definitely lend themselves nicely to the character. The actor, Chuck Iwuji, and of course, Gunn could merely be bullshitting about how such a situation could be handled. But he may not have a particular role in mind. Uh, you know, or he may not have had a particular role in mind for him when he had the Peacemaker thing going on. But they definitely do now. So, and of course, you got Jason Momoa playing Lobo and then you got Michael Rooker, who played Savant in the Suicide Squad, set to appear as a new character in Peacemaker season 2 as well. So could be some a bunch of new surprises, and Peacemaker is not going to be just some side show. Like he's making Peacemaker like a main core part of the DCU, like a jumping on point for a lot of shit, a real hub. And so, but yeah, I think Chuck Iwuji playing Martian Manhunter is a very welcome addition to the new DCU. And it's going to be the comic version, of course. It's not going to be some made up, cinema version, because we see how movies are going right now. Fantastic Four, Superman, this new Spider-Man, Brand New Day, we're going to talk about in a second, is another example of how Hollywood is learning that you have to make comic book movies seem like comic books. Otherwise, they're just action movies with superheroes, and that gets boring fast. That said, maybe not super fast, but over 10 years, it gets fucking boring, and people call it superhero fatigue, but it's not superhero fatigue. It's just that sort of movie that people are tired of. But let's start making it like a comic book, and just to change the game up. And they're doing that. They've been doing it since I think Wolverine and Deadpool. That's the first one. And then it was like Superman and Fantastic Four, and Supergirl is going to be another one. Spider-Man Brand New Day is also going to, be very comic book like in a lot of ways. And a new rumor has begun circulating about the Spider-Man Brand New Day that could feature Punisher as the villain version. Not villain, but he's already like an anti-hero, but just being like the antagonist to Spider-Man, let's call it. Whatever you want to call Punisher, whether he's a villain, he's a hero, whatever. He's the antagonist to Spider-Man, like he was in the first appearance of Punisher, which he was in a Spider-Man comic as an obstacle to Spider-Man. So the rumors are sort of coming as the culmination of like numerous details regarding the production, ranging from John Bernthal's role in the film being known to the reported absence of any of the iconic Spider-Man villains, and then you've got like Mr. Negative. But on their own, these details, probably wouldn't be very notable. But the photos from the set of seemingly demonic sigils and reports of samurai-inspired mood boards being used during the film's costume design have led some fans to believe that Tom Holland's Spider-Man might be facing off against the Hand, and that would very much track, because the Hand is not only connected to Spider-Man, Daredevil, Punisher, the whole street level shit. They're like the street level big bad. And so
don't forget Wolverine. They hate
yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah, Magic
He can't Wolverine can't even go to New York City without getting attacked by the Hand. Like he went, let's just say he wanted to get a hot dog, or he wanted to eat at his favorite restaurant, and they know he's there, don't know how they know, but they relentlessly attack him, and the whole time he's in New York, he can't even go to New York. He can't even go into the city.
Well, introduced they introduced the hand back in 1981's Daredevil number 174 is a Frank Miller creation. The hand is a centuries old death cult hiding beneath the veneer of a highly organized and lethally effective criminal syndicate. On the surface, the hand appears to the majority of the hand's members are like undying forces of nature, but they appear to be comprised of cunning and ruthless ninja assassins. But they are much more. They are, supernatural, immortals, and the infernal blessings imparted onto them by their demonic lord known as the Beast. So yeah, it's not just like some martial arts shit. They're not just the Yakuza. They're a supernatural, demonic, and Frank Castle in 2022, Frank Castle took control of the hand. He was the leader in the comics. So this is where I think we're going. I think he's going to be in some way connected, which, him being the leader of the hand in 2022 paved the way for some of the most awkward encounters the Punisher has ever had with his fellow Marvel heroes and anti-heroes, because obviously, they're not going to be down with that. And so although Frank believed that he could control the hand and use them as another extension of his, exceptionally lethal pursuit of justice, it soon became clear that the hand was merely grooming the Punisher to become the living vessel for the Beast on Earth. So it's a very good story. Like, Punisher, Bernthal. Imagine John Bernthal's Punisher. He feels like he can use the hand to kill the bad guys, just like he uses an AK-47, right? And the only way to do that is, of course, to be the controller of the hand, the leader of the hand, and so he does that, right? But how does he just become the leader of the hand? Obviously, they let him. They brought him in. They recruited him as the leader of the hand because they wanted to use him as the living body embodiment for the Beast, their big god, really, to live in the body of Frank Castle. And so to that end, the hand went so far as to resurrect Frank's deceased wife and even acquiesced to some of Punisher's more heroic pursuits that they would have otherwise stood staunchly against, if not for the hope that Frank would provide their true master a physical body of his own. And so if the hand were to make an appearance in Spider-Man Brand New Day under very similar circumstances, it would be the organization's first appearance in the MCU proper, because Netflix thing doesn't count, but their first live action appearance was the Netflix The Defenders crossover series. And apart from Bernthal's Punisher, several of other iconic MCU characters will be making their way into Spider-Man Brand New Day, like the Hulk. And as expected, obviously, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon will be reprising their roles as Michelle Jones, Watson, and Ned Leeds. Although there's no telling of their, how their relationship with Peter is going to be, because we know the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. They shouldn't know he exists. And so Mark Ruffalo is going to be coming back as Bruce Banner, but the Hulk apparently will be not the yoga, crisscross applesauce seated Hulk. He will be the savage Hulk that we love and miss. And so we'll have Michael Mondo from Breaking Bad reprising his role as Mac Gargan from when he was the Scorpion. So that's happening. We got Scorpion coming back. It's going to be a great movie, but it's going to be very grounded, not like in reality, not a comic book, but grounded as in like on the fucking ground. We're not going to be in space. We're not going to be in Jotunheim. We're not going to be in any cosmic anything. We're just going to be what they call street level, which is basically because it's running around the streets of New York City and doing shit, just like you see in any Daredevil show. So that kind of thing, bringing Spider-Man sort of down to reality in a way, but not in reality in like the way the MCU used to typically do. Tom Holland's new Spider-Man suit is very comic accurate.
So is the Punishers. Um, and that's what that's one of the cool things going on. The Hulk, you got the there's this theory that the explains how the Hulk and the Punisher are going to be crucial to the darker story. So, Spider-Man's going to be it's going to be street level, it's going to be darker, and I think that's why we're going to have the Hand led by the Beast, very very dark, very demonic. Frank Castle in there, as the Punisher doing shit and being dark and all that good shit. And so, like, I think it's going to be fucking a lot of fun. I think it's going to be cool, and I think it's going to be something different. Thank God we're not just going to get another. Let's bring Tobey Maguire and fucking Andrew Garfield back for another fucking. No, please don't ever do that again. It was good one time. Don't do it twice. But the new Spider-Man Brand New Day theory kind of explains what kind of importance the Hulk and the Punisher will have. And so every single one of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies has included at least one major hero alongside his Spider-Man, right? You had Nick Fury or Iron Man or Doctor Strange was always there with him. And, have kept that MCU tradition going, and it will continue. And that's one of the things that they did do right. That's something that, movies always bothered me when I would see the superhero movies, and in the movie, it's like they're the only superhero in the world. But it's like, how can Superman exist if Batman don't exist? Like, how can Batman not be? How can the Justice League not be here? So, like, you can't have a Superman movie and act like he's the only superhero on Earth, because that's not how it is in the comics. But that's how the movies make it, and it's only because of like rights, and they had to pay to have Superman. They had to pay DC for that. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So it was very expensive, and that's why the company of Marvel has to be the one to do the universe with all the characters, because no other company is going to own all the Marvel characters. That's why DC had to come in and make their own Hollywood studios to do a DC universe with all these characters. Because keep it in mind, DC Studios didn't make Superman. It was, Richard Donner or whatever. That wasn't made by like the comic book guys, but now they are. Now the big comic book guys are into the movies, and that's how we're able to have all these different characters and stuff, because they don't have to worry about paying somebody for the rights. Which is why Sony and shit is failing with their Spider-Man villain movies, because they're just trying to make these movies as if they're some separate
standalone.
thing.
Yeah, separate. Yeah,
Doesn't make
and
any sense. They're not.
But people have been saying that for years. Like, how could you have Venom without Spider-Man? How could you have Morbius without Spider-Man? I mean, Spider-Man needs Venom. Venom needs Spider-Man. That's
The
the
only way you
clash.
can have them without them is by making it where this is the origin. In the movie, it's made known that Spider-Man exists. He might not be in the movie because this is just the origin of Venom. So we don't need Spider-Man in the movies. What Sony should have done. Your standalone villain movies should have been origin movies for those villains where you don't have to have Spider-Man in it, but they talk about Spider-Man. We know he's there, and this is the origin of that villain. And then one day you can then have that same fucking actor and that same villain in the Spider-Man movies, and then you've now built your own Sony Spider-Man universe. How the fuck Sony didn't know this or figure this out or do this, I'll never understand.
Hollywood is not that smart.
Well, there you
We all
go.
talked about this before. Like, you could, like, let's take your narrative. If you were going to do Venom standalone, you should have did Venom Lethal Protector. Should have based it off of that comic,
Yeah,
because
that'd be
it
one
was
way to
standalone, right, and that would be dope if you did it. Then if you were
Yeah.
going to do the other ones, like you said, do their origin stories, and then do it like a Assault on Arkham, where you show the origin
Right.
story, you show their big evil plan, and near the end of the movie, maybe the last half hour, Spider-Man comes in and thwarts the movie. But for the first hour, and I'll say what, in 10 minutes, you had a villain in there, going through whatever he's going through to set his thing up. And that's what made our Assault on Arkham so great. It didn't have it had all of Batman's villains in it, and so in a Suicide Squad, but he didn't come into the end. to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the end. He came in like in the very end. And it was dope. That was a dope spin on the take because now you can get the villains in their natural form. You can get them being evil. You can get them being bad guys. And Batman just came in at the end and just thwarted everyone, every plan they had. And you could have did that too. And like you said, so he's not smart enough to do that. That it made a lot of people mad because the last Venom movie, a lot of people didn't like. They really didn't like it.
I know.
And
I
Venom,
made
Venom the
something
fan
for you,
favorite.
bro.
What's up? That's what I'm talking about, man.
Bomb.
Why can't we get that, man? That's dope, bro. Why can't we get that?
That would be dope.
That don't look bad. That'd be dope on a movie screen. And then you got the John Wick. You know what I mean, action going. Man, come on, man.
That'd be dope,
Somebody help
man.
me out.
I wish. I wish.
I do too.
Oh,
That's
man.
hard. That's hard as a Punisher joint right there. That's hard.
People can't. I know, man. They act like it wouldn't be dope. That shit would be dope.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, bro.
That'd be extra dope. Look at that, man. That works, bro.
I would definitely, yeah, man. There's no reason why not. Even you could see how the boots would be like, yeah, they might be a little dirty and shit, but they're still white. It would still pop. It would still hit. It would still look dope, and you could still have it look dark and cool. And yeah, man. And with the belt and the leg holster and shit, it's not like he's wearing like. You don't have to wear like a spandex suit. You could have cargo pants on, tactical pants. With that on, that would be just dope.
Punisher's also wore different, like he's wore that right there, that sandal, same colors, same costume, but he's wore different versions. Like you said, I've seen cargo pants. I've seen more of a baggy clothing. There's one where he has on a bulletproof face shield. A bulletproof face shield with the Punisher symbol spray painted on it. I've seen all kind of stuff for the Punisher, man. There are things they just don't do it. Don't know why. That black and white like that, it pops. It goes well.
Yeah.
It makes them stand out. Like the artist who did it was an artist. That's why he did it. He did it like that. He was an artist. He had an imagination to make something that when you look at it and be like, yeah, that's dope.
Because it's like bones. It's like a skeleton. That's the whole point. It's like black and white skeleton. It's dope. And then, but yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Days, Spider-Man Brand New Days cast has Punisher and Hulk, and like the way it's supposed to set up like this dark path. Like Spider-Man No Way Home was the epic ending that Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man trilogy deserved. That was the trilogy, and this I don't know if it's the first time, but I know with Spider-Man it's definitely the first time that there's been a trilogy, and then that same actor continues on with the fourth movie. Like there's never been any 4 Spider-Man with one actor. So this is the Homecoming trilogy was a trilogy. It had home in the name and all that. And that's the whole, that's the theme. Home, the word home was in some way in every title. This is the first movie without home in the title. It's called Brand New Day. But in Homecoming, the hero fought to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that everyone knows and loves. That was his whole goal. And so then in Far From Home, Spider-Man took on crime overseas, where he was with them, the Hydra Man and all that shit. And so No Way Home brought him back to New York City for the whole full circle moment with the multiversal saga twist with Doctor Strange and the whole thing. And at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker had to make this major decision where, in order to prevent all the people who knew Peter Parker and Spider-Man and other universes from crashing into the main MCU's Earth, Peter told Doctor Strange to make the whole world forget who he was. The spell worked with Peter's loved ones forgetting him, and that's how it ended. And so I thought this next movie is going to be mad dark, and I was just praying that it was going to be him getting the black suit. Like, this is finally the black suit saga, because we saw with Venom, we saw Tom Hardy's Venom, and then the after credit scene and the little piece of fucking Venom on the bar, like that was supposed to hint that
this next Spider-Man is going to have something to do with Venom or the Black Suit or something, and this would have been the perfect movie and opportunity, right, to do the Black Suit when no one knows him. He can just be as bad as he wants. He can just be dark as he wants. And no one's going to be like, Aunt May and MJ. They're not going to be like, trying to bring him back and ruining all that good darkness. Right. So this would be perfect. And now with the Hand and the Punisher and Hulk and the Beast and oh man, it would be great. But we might not get the Black Suit. We are getting the comic accurate blue and red though. Much more comic accurate, I should say, than it's ever been. Color wise, Spider-Man or Spider logo wise. And so that's exciting. And that just makes it seem more comic booky. And that's like, I think what the new trend is. And that's great because, I think we made that happen, Stu. I think this show, I think us talking enough shit about wanting comic movies that are more comic book vibey and feeling like that. I think Hollywood watched our show and they listened, and now we're getting what we've been asking for. So it feels very good. I feel very accomplished. But yeah, according to the script, Peter Parker is no more, but Spider-Man lives on. Tom Holland Spider-Man is now putting his personal life as Peter Parker on the back burner, focusing more on being Spider-Man. Again, perfect opportunity for the Black Suit. But no word of it. No word of it so far. No word of Venom or anything like that being involved. But the way they're going to sort of, I guess, supplant that or replace that is by making this really cool street level like saga where the Punisher's there as like a problem and the Hulk is there, hopefully as a problem. Because to me, the best Hulk comics are when Hulk's a problem for the heroes. Like Hulk is not just always an Avenger. He's been a major problem for the Avengers many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
That's
for the world. He's been a big problem for the world as the most part.
Yeah.
Where they got together and sent him off world, and he came back stronger and with a vengeance. They're like,
Right.
oh my God, we created even a bigger monster than we had before.
Right. And now this new movie is gonna apparently change the direction of the MCU Spider-Man, of the Tom Holland, of the home movies, right? Because after the film's huge success, Spider-Man No Way Home nearly reached the 2 billion mark. And we expected the MCU's next Spider-Man movie to continue using the multiverse. And while it would not have been an ideal fit for Peter Parker, given how No Way Home ends, the multiverse saga and proximity to the next two Avengers movie could have impacted it. But, with Marvel Studios delaying Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, now Spider-Man Brand New Day will now be released before both of the Avengers movies. And that was done intentionally. And for, particular reasons, we can surmise it will have something to do with story, that the reason why they had to put the Spider-Man movies in first. And as such, the Spider-Man film is able to directly follow No Way Home's setup for a more personal Spider-Man sequel, instead of going the multiversal route due to the requests for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man to return. Please stop requesting this, guys. You're not thinking it through. You don't want to see that again. Trust me. You might think you do because you loved it the first time. You're really not going to. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna be like, why did they do this again? Because you fucking asked them to. Stop it. Stop asking them to do that again. It would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. It was a gimmick. And that's just great. One time. It's like a joke. It's not funny the second time sometimes, and like the way that we want this more personal, like street level movie, the multiverse shit needs to stop. First of all, like we're done with the multiverse saga. Like let that shit die. After Avengers Doomsday, that'll be the end of it. Secret Wars, rather, it's the whole culmination of it. But you can't have Spider-Man pop into Avengers Doomsday and then Avengers Secret Wars and do all this shit and then go and do like a street level Spider-Man movie where no one knows him. Because remember, nobody knows him, so we got to do. So that's why the Spider movie has to, because nobody knows who he is. He's doing his street level crime thing, and I mean, Feige confirmed Spider-Man Brand New Day will feature the hero fighting street level crime, quote unquote. And that connects to the back to basics approach to the characters seen at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home that where they were leading. And so where Peter Parker lived in a small apartment by himself and crafted his suit without any advanced technology, just made his own shit. And it can explain the crossover characters, but that's just how the comics were. Spider-Man, Peter, he just lives home. He just sewed his suit together. He didn't have fucking Iron Man making suits for him and all this shit.
No, that came later. And it was more like a thing where that was like after he revealed his identity and all that.
Yeah.
Iron Man helped him out. But
He was
you're
older and
right.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Spider-Man was always basic, bare bones, street level, crime fighting. And he had some villains. Like you gotta remember, Spider-Man's villains, they hate Spider-Man. Like they hate him with a passion. Like they'll do anything to get at him or kill him. They just don't care. That's why he always had to keep his identity so secret. And
Because
he
they'll
had to
kill Aunt
watch
May
it.
and
They'll
MJ.
kill Aunt May, MJ, you know what I mean? Different universes where he got kids. Like he literally and it's not just that because he's Spider-Man, it's because when Spider-Man fights his villain, he taunts him a lot. He's like Muhammad Ali. He's talking trash, he's cracking jokes, and they
Mm-hmm.
get frustrated, like they can't hit him, they can't touch him, they shoot beams, he's just dodging, and he just asks like in Secret Wars where he was fighting Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they were like, "Yo, kid, did anybody ever tell you talk too much?" They were even frustrated with him. But what people don't realize is that's Spider-Man's thing. Like
Yeah.
that's his coup de voir. Like he gets them so angry and so worked up, they can't fight him. They can't fight him with a clear head.
As
And
his
he's
Coupe
just
de Ville.
constantly making jokes. Yeah, that's his coup de voir. That's his
As his
other
Coupe de Ville.
superpower. Yeah,
His
that's
Coupe de
his
Ville.
superpower. That's his coup de
His
ville.
Cadillac Coupe de
That's his
Ville.
Cadillac. Yeah, that's his Cadillac Seville. He Spider-Man will taunt you and taunt you and taunt you to the point where you be like, look, I can't take this dude no more. And you can't focus. And next thing you know, he's got you webbed up, tied up, beat down. They hate Spider-Man. Like,
Right.
and it's not because he thwarts their plans, it's because he makes fun of them.
Yeah,
He always
talks
cracks
shit.
jokes. Yeah, he talks mad trash. Spider-Man talk trash. Like
And they can't beat him.
and they can't beat him, right?
He always,
They
he
make
always
like, yeah, in layman's terms, Spider-Man make you want to kill him. That's how much trash he talk. He make you want to kill him.
Well, Craven's Last Hunt. I don't know if you read that. That's one of my favorite because like I read it when I was a little kid and like that was like I was probably 13. But like that was just one of those comics that when I was in the first midst and discovery of comic books, 13 years old, and I was like literally going to comic stores and this one comic store downtown, and I would always go in there, and this dude was like the dude that owned it was like just showing me the ropes, just showing me shit, telling me what to read and all that shit, and put me on to Spider-Man. And that darker black suit Spidey, that's how I came into Spidey. Like my first Spidey comics was Black Suit. Like the first shit I read was Black Suit Spidey. That darker tone, that Craven shit, that's my favorite shit. So when I hear that they're doing that, this movie is supposed to, I mean, they even mentioned Craven's Last Hunt. They said it was going to be darker in that vein, like Craven's Last Hunt. So they're talking about like the comic book, versions, comic books, and so. And so when it comes to a street level story, adding the Punisher makes a lot of sense and just really makes me happy because, like, after all, John Bernthal's Frank Castle is a darker character known for his violent antics on the MCU street level series, and recently returning to Daredevil Born Again, perhaps under his Joe Fixit persona, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk could make sense for a gang war. Okay, there's a Spider-Man story called Gang War, and that's where you had Joe Fixit and the gangster. Like I got a whole shelf of gangsters like Hammerhead and fucking Tombstone and fucking
that's right,
all those dudes and pins and shit. Yeah, it's a cool little story, and I don't know if Ruffalo is gonna be in there as Joe Fixit, which
I wouldn't be mad at it, bro. I know, like, if he came in with a fucking pinstripe suit and a suit and a fedora, and was like acting like Joe Fixit, they'd have to explain that shit, like why the fuck is Ruffalo acting like that. But it would be great, and people, like that's the whole thing. What makes these movies comic booky is the camp, the campiness, the like
Yeah,
Superman and Fantastic Four. It was the cheesiness, the
yeah,
corniness.
it was a cheat, yeah, and it was cheesy.
So it makes it
Can't
feel like
lie.
a comic book. That's what makes it feel like a comic. You can have all the other shit, but like that cheesiness makes it feel like a comic, and so you can make
You
it dark
think
and still have that stuff.
you think Fantastic Four had enough cheesiness in it, or you think it was just
Oh, that's
more
it
of
was
like
full
a
of
really
cheese.
good modern? Yeah, like I can give my take, but I like Fantastic Four.
It
A lot of
wasn't
people
full of
still they
cheese. It
kind of
was,
rag on it. Yeah,
yeah.
it was full of cheese, but they
Well,
just
it's
say a lot of
it's
people rag on it for that. But
because it's not doing
shoot,
good now because the box office it fell off.
yeah,
And so people like think that means that they should talk shit about it.
I think that Reno. I think that when it comes to video, when it does come on Disney Plus, it'll probably hit Disney Plus in like October. So when it does hit Disney Plus, I think it'll do real well. I think the numbers are gonna shoot through the roof on that
Hmm.
one. I think a lot of people are gonna sit down and watch it in the comfort of their living room. They're gonna have a different perspective of it, and
Hmm.
and or have a better respect for it once they get to watch it. Because I know a lot of people that was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna say. I'll wait for it to come on video."
Yeah, I
Just
watched it
about
at home.
everybody
I
has.
ain't, I ain't go to the theater.
Yeah,
Blade saw it in the theater. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw Superman in the
mhm.
theater, but I didn't see
Yeah, I
Fantastic
saw
Four in the
Superman
theater.
too.
I should have.
Yeah,
I
Superman.
would have. Yeah, but Superman, I had to. I had to.
Nah, I had to see. Yeah, I had to see Superman in the theater too. Superman was good. Superman was really, really good, man. It really blew me away. But I'm hoping this Punisher thing just turns out to be something that can catalyst into a John Wick type of
Yeah.
Punisher that we can see on
Well, like
screen.
like Bernthal's Punisher, like so in Brand New Day, this theory explains why the Punisher and the Hulk are in this movie, and so it has more to do with where Peter Parker is in his life than a specific villain story. So, like as noted by the No Way Home script, Spider-Man is all that is left for Peter, who abandoned his personal life, and no one knows that Peter exists, so there really is no Peter Parker. And so John Bernthal's Punisher can really relate to that, having done the same after his family's death. And so, however, that led Frank down a dark path of misery and violence, making him a negative role model to Spider-Man. And on the other hand, Ruffalo's Bruce Banner, found peace when he united his banner and Hulk sides into one, aka the Smart Hulk with the yoga and all that bullshit. So Hulk would serve as the role model that I believe Holland's Spider-Man would see, would like make him, pull him to the good side. And so, but then like Punisher would be like pulling him to the dark side, and like, Punisher Peter Parker can look up to Bruce Banner's example and, unite his two sides and come out stronger after the ending. But there's a lot of different theories and ways that Punisher and Hulk could, be in this movie, and why they would be there and how they would be. But, with two paths to follow, Hulk's Punisher or the Hulk's Spider-Man, could be very different. And so like if he follows Castle's lead, perhaps even killing a villain, Spider-Man would be perfectly set up to don the symbiote, the black suit, in the Avengers movies. Because remember, in Secret Wars, that's where Spider-Man got the black suit. That's, the first time he ever wore it was in Secret Wars. That's where he
Yeah,
got
it
the black
was.
suit. He
Yeah,
found it
yeah, it
in
was.
the machine, the costume making machine, and then something got snuck in there and it made the symbiote. So after, if Spider-Man were to follow the Hulk's lead, then he could be firmly on his hero path by the time the Doomsday rolls around. And so who knows how they'll do it, or if that's what it'll be. And it could also just be fighting, them fighting each other, because that's also happened. And so Marvel's always kept storylines and plot details very sealed, very tightly as possible, before the movies come out. So no one knows this stuff for sure, and if they tell you they do, they're lying. But Peter Parker,
or the plot details, you know, are always going to be kept under the vest. But there's no way, you know, but it could be a team up, they could be fighting. Punisher could be the villain that he was, the antagonist. He could be the, like I said, the devil on his shoulder, while Hulk is the, or Hulk could be this raging beast that they have to deal with. Banner and Punisher, you know, it could be anything. It could be they fight the Hand. Punisher becomes the leader of the Hand, to be the vessel for the Beast, and Hulk plays into that somehow. But however it is, man, just the fact that think about this, we're having like all these characters. It's very much following the lead of Wolverine and Deadpool, Superman, these movies with all these characters, and that's. A lot of people always thought that would be a problem. Like a lot of, you don't have too many characters.
Yeah,
Fucking
we never had too many characters.
Fucking
out.
Oppenheimer has more speaking parts than any of these fucking movies. So like, no, that's not a problem. And that's how comics are. Like that's how that's the way you want it to be. And speaking of Punisher, and speaking of our homeboy Jimmy Palmiotti, who we've had on the show before, he's back to doing Punisher and Daredevil. So we'll be on the lookout for that information. Maybe we get Jimmy on here to talk about it. That would be cool. And there's been some new footage of Bernthal as the Punisher in Brand New Day, apparently. And let's see what that looks like. There he is, filming in Glasgow, Scotland at the start of August. That's him right there in the middle. Scotland at the donuts.
Donut.
All right, here's the clip here. Boosh. Oosh. Ooh. That last one was kind of fucked up. Hit him with the rubber bat. Yo. Even with the video being seconds long, it was enough to ignite excitement from Marvel fans, and the reactions poured in. While some were just thrilled to see Bernthal back as Punisher, fans enjoyed a plethora of things from the new look. Happy he's not wearing his costume, one fan said. Look at this. I'm so happy he's not wearing his costume. Look at it. Some idiots don't want him to wear the costume. Let's go. Bernthal's back as Castle. I'm going from filming Daredevil I'm going from filming season 2 to Punisher special Spider-Man. What a legend. Oh, talking about Bernthal. Bernthal, Tom Holland, Punisher and Spider-Man.
Which person read lines with Tom Holland? Like reading lines with him. Did you know right away that he was going to be the first?
He knew. I mean, he knew. I'm working with him right now. So like, he's the best. He is the best, and he had such drive that, you know, young kid. He's like, I'm gonna get this. So I was like, oh, I'm doing probably one of it. We actually were in a very tiny town in Ireland making this movie in West Coast of Ireland, and he read with me for Punisher, and I read with him for Spider-Man, and we both got cast over there. Yeah.
Oh wow!
No, he was wonderful.
Yeah. Imagine you're going in. Yeah. So that's he's just saying that he read for they auditioned for Punisher and for Spider-Man. They knew each other before they auditioned, and they were gonna audition. And he was just saying that Tom Holland was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be Spider-Man, like. And at the time Bernthal was like, I don't know, kid, like Spider-Man, like everybody's gonna want to play that role. They, you know, but you know, imagine he got the role. He's fucking Spider-Man.
Got the role, yeah. He willed it.
Like that show Entourage. About the kid that gets the the Aquaman role. HBO did this show called Entourage in the early 2000s, and it was about this young actor who
got the role as Aquaman. And the reason they gave him Aquaman is because at that time, no one thought there would ever be a fucking Aquaman movie. That was the one thing we thought would never happen. Because this was back, before the MCU really and shit like that. It was just like a couple of movies here. I know you had the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Spider-Man was out. Iron Man, shit like that. A couple of the original MCUs at this time, and so yeah, it's crazy. John Bernstein.
Can't wait. Listen, I gotta break out, man.
You can't leave yet, though. You can't leave yet. You got to see this Blade merch.
Oh yeah. I seen one of them, but it was from the.
I don't know what it is. Let's see. I think it's a pop.
think
Yeah, it's a Funko Pop.
It was a pop. That's the one I seen right there from. I think it's Night Blade or something like that. Blade Night. That's dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like Moon Knight Blade.
Yeah.
Available for pre-order on Funko's website. Funko Pop is the first MCU history to be modeled after Mahershala Ali's Blade. However, this take on the character comes as a mashup with the MCU's Moon Knight, as his take on Eric Brooks joins forces with Khonshu instead of Mark Spector.
Oh, so he is Moon Knight on that one.
Wow. Funko released for a new version of Blade who will make his debut in Marvel Marvel Zombies. Okay. So this is Mahershala and Zombies Blade, I guess, mixed with Marvel Zombies Blade with Moon Knight.
Okay.
Oh, they'll get you, boy.
Tell
They'll get you. That bait will get you.
Yeah, we say that merch will give you all you need to know.
No.
But there wasn't any more.
Yeah, man.
Like,
That's it.
Damn.
But I will tell y'all this. Shout out to my homeboy that popped in here and he was like, yo, I'm getting some new Marvel figures and I'm hella excited. Where's he at? Oh, I didn't even see all this chatting, man. Oh, fan casting, yeah. Okay, that likely stand for. You guys are streaming live. Why didn't none of this shit show on my shit? Okay. Well, here. This said, the dude, where is he at? Where's he at? There he is, Tristan D. Currently have new Marvel figures on the way. I'm so excited. What figures do you have on the way? And be on the lookout for these bad boys. This is coming the 12th and the 14th. They are reissuing, and yeah, that's this coming Tuesday or Wednesday, and they are reissuing this bad boy here and this bad boy here. So if you don't have a Ghost Rider, a Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, this motherfucker here is beautiful.
Yeah, I don't. I want one. That joint is hard.
Yeah, it is tight. And this OG
Doom too.
This Doom is crazy. Yeah, this is a really great Doom to have. He comes with a couple spell books. He comes with some like green shit, and he's got a great cape, a cloth thing right here. And I think the cape is cloth. I'm not sure. I can't tell for sure. It probably isn't, but you know, this little thing looks to be cloth. And I looked at all my Dooms, and I have some Dooms just like this, but they don't have this. Looks like a piece of felt, but I don't know what it is. This little, not the gold thing here, but the green, the dark green thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is. It's not on mine. This guy here has a really cool collar that's different from my. I have like the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. It's basically the same figure, but this is Johnny Blaze, and I need this one. And look at that box. It's just gonna be a shame to open this fucking thing. That Ghost Rider box, and I want to have one. I might get two. One to keep in the box.
One to hang up, one to open.
The other thing that's dropping is this stupid shit. I'm sorry if you like it. I don't mean to trash it, but X-Men 97's Rogue and Gambit playing basketball. So it's like Gambit unrecognizable in some shorts and a. This is my problem. You see this figure, you don't know who that is. How do you know that's Gambit? And then the Rogue figure's kind of okay, but like I have a Rogue figure and like I don't need another one and with this little stupid sweatshirt on. So for me, no, that's a big hard pass. But
Yeah.
apparently, and apparently, Walmart is re-releasing some of the retro figures. I know they just, I mean, obviously we just got that Electro back re-released, but yeah, Rhino it's $100 and something on Walmart. I saw this. This was bullshit because these people in the chat are not lying. Rhino is like 100 and something. So yeah, Walmart, it's got to be a third party seller on the
It's gonna
Walmart.
be up. Yeah, they bought all the rhinos. Now they trying to sell them. You know, Walmart needs to stop with their eBay site. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And it gets in the way. And when you try to punch up Walmart, it comes up before Walmart does. And a lot of people wind up clicking on it because those guys pay for that. They pay for their for that to be on top. And then people think they're shopping at Walmart, but you're really buying from a third party.
exactly. And you're paying crazy high prices for shit.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. All right, man. I gotta jump.
Oh, what? Where's this? Oh, that's the mezcal. All right, bro.
Yeah, that's hard. Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess it's, I don't know. It's got cloth. He's got cloth and shit. He's got a cloth
I've been
suit
seeing a lot more of those popping up lately.
like a
Cloth
mezcal.
like that. Like the old school figures from the 70s and the early
Yeah.
80s. Well,
Ooh,
most
I
of the 60s.
like
I ain't gonna
this.
see early 80s, 70s. I like that too. That's hard. Damn.
Yeah, these
Now
gotta
that
be
Doc Ock, I
mezcal.
want. Yeah. They
Yeah.
hard.
I got a nice Doc Ock. I like my Doc Ock. I got a nice OG Doc Ock.
That's what I'm
Oh, that
looking
was
for
dope.
now. That's hard.
OG Ock.
Not at that Spider-Man with the black suit standing on the gargoyle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got the black suit Spidey right here.
Damn. Yeah, that's hard.
I like him. There's the bootleg one. It's really the same that you can get.
Yeah, Doc Ock. Yeah. That's the one I wanted, but it was sold out. I got bought it for it.
OG. Yeah. Oh, it's the only one I like. It's like the OG.
That's the one I wanted. I'll get him. I'm gonna get him. Trust me when I tell you. I'm gonna get him. It's just a matter of time.
You'll get it. Yeah, I just got this new Green Goblin too. I never did unbox this yet. I don't know. But I like this.
I like that.
Another OG.
Yeah. I remember you showing me that before because I got the old one. I talked about that before. I got the old one that came with a glider, but I kind of like that one better.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about buying one to see if he fits on that old glider that came with the older one.
This is the one I got already, but it's like the VHS cartoon one.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's all right. But I wanted that new one with that one with the scales. This one ain't got no scales.
Yeah. That makes him look more original. Yeah, that makes it look more original. That
First.
one right there.
Thomas Jane Punisher, that was dope. My favorite is the Ray Stevens though. Ray Stevenson. That Warzone, that's the Punisher movie for me.
That was That was an excellent movie.
Classic
I liked
Hulk
it that.
wave. Soon need to comic 90s. Yeah, yeah. That's the word. I can't wait for that. A lot of good Marvel shit coming out. A lot of good Marvel figures coming out soon.
Too many for my wallet, man. Shit.
Yeah, you gotta really fucking make choices. Like this new Magic the Gathering collection that's coming out. That Mary Jane I had to pass on because they're $40. You're paying an extra $15 because they come with a Magic the Gathering card that I will literally be like tossing on the
What
pile.
is
I
this?
couldn't care less about it. So it bothers me that they're making us buy those Magic cards for these figures. That bothers me. They may re-release them without the cards at some point, but I doubt it. The Spider one, the Spider, I don't know. They might, because the Wolfman character they haven't really ever done before. And that's the thing. That's what I mean about these Magic the Gathering ones. It sucks because they're new. They're new figures. It's not like, oh well, I already have that one. I don't need to buy the one that comes with the Magic card. We've never had a battle damaged Spider-Man like this with the torn up suit and shit. We've never had a Wolfman. We've never had a Mary Jane in the Iron Spider suit. What else? There's an Anti-Venom that we've never gotten. Technically, we got the black and white. This is
No,
the
we
white
never
and
got
black.
none of that.
But yeah, so yeah, if you want these characters, you have to buy these fucking $40 Magic the Gathering versions, and that's
Yeah.
ass. That sucks.
And there's another thing I discovered the other day. We got to be careful too, because now when you order these characters, like Rito said, it's $40. Shipping's what, $6, $7, $8 plus tax in whatever state you live in.
Mhm.
That's pushing the figures up to the $50 range and up. Like I tried to order one the other day. It was characters. It's up $10 plus shipping in here. I just went to the store and pre-ordered it. I'll go to the store and pick it up for the same price for retail. When you pre,
Mhm.
I mean, it's the prices of these things are going up, but they're coming out with the dopest stuff we've ever saw. That's why it's just it makes you like
Yeah, it does. It really does. I don't know which one I like better. I think I like these. I don't know. These are cool, I guess. I don't know.
which
I'm
one?
sure these little oh shit. Forgot about those. It's a lot of information right there. Or you could just have nothing. Yeah, I'm on here tripping. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm fucking with the damn colors and shit. While Stu Dog's getting ready for work, you know they're making a Highlander reboot with Henry Cavill. The upcoming Highlander reboot has added another high-profile star to its cast, casting the well-known actor from the MCU and the world of Dune in a villainous role. And that's none other than Dave Bautista, who is joining the upcoming reboot from Chad Stahelski. He's playing the role of Kurgan, who was once played by Clancy Brown back in 1986, if y'all remember Highlander. If you don't remember Highlander, you weren't alive in 86 because Highlander was that shit. Batista is going to be opposite Henry Cavill. So you'll have Henry Cavill playing Connor McLeod, of course. And I'm hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. I don't give a shit. Fuck yeah. Because apparently Russell Crowe is going to be in the film. I'm guessing is going to play the fucking Sean Connery character. So picture that, bro. I'm hyped for this shit, bro. I'm kind of hyped for this shit, bro. You got Cavill as Connor McLeod, and you got Russell Crowe as the fucking Highlander character, or the Sean Connery, the dude with the katana. Sean Connery was the old man with the katana and the
taught
red
him.
suit that taught him everything about being a fucking one of the well, I mean,
One of the
see the
chosen.
thing, yeah, because
One of the chosen.
that's a like as a kid, like a lot of people thought that the Highlanders were the ones that had the powers and shit. Though the Immortals, he's just called Highlander because even though he's one of the Immortals, his human
He's from Scotland.
personage is from the Highlands of Scotland. He is a Highlander. Out of all the Immortals of the earth, he's the only one that's a Scottish Highlander. So that's why he's the Highlander.
Yep.
But in this movie called The Highlander, there are these immortal people, and that's what it's about. And the Highlander happens to be an immortal. The immortals are not called Highlanders. That's a common misconception, understandably. But plot details for the new Highlander movie have not yet been revealed. I'm assuming it's going to be like the original movie, but it's a reboot in some. But Henry Cavill as Highlander, as McLeod, and Russell Crowe as the katana wielding mentor. And then you've got, now we find out Batista is going to play the Clancy Brown role. Clancy Brown. He played the barbarian, the dark-eyed barbarian, the dark that came in to kill him and shit.
It became a hard punk rocker in the modern days. It was a punk rock, but it was dope.
Was he?
Remember? Yeah, remember in the movie. Remember, he lived just as long as Colin. And
yeah.
The modern days came, he was like real, like hardcore, big hair, metal band, chain wearing, tight. Yeah, that was
Twisted Sister.
He, like you said, yeah. He was, like you said, he had the makeup, and he was like, but he was good. Because remember in the beginning, he fought the dude.
The John Wick director. The John Wick director.
Yeah.
Highlander.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That'd be good. Because remember, he killed the guy with the it was a guy with a suit. He had a 3-piece suit on. He had a samurai sword. Remember, he killed him in the beginning in a parking garage.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm about to rewatch Highlander.
Highlander was good, man.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
I gotta rewatch it too, man. Yeah, Highlander was good though. Highlander was really, really.
We need to do watch parties, man, where we all watch some shit together on live.
That'd be dope.
That's fun.
So like Mystery Science Theater, where we talk and comment through the whole thing, or
yeah, like we all. I mean, we might talk and comment. We might just watch it together and just talk shit, like as if we were in the same living room watching a movie on TV or something. Same house party, whatever. Yeah. The thing is I haven't figured out how to do it yet without showing the movie, because you can't show the movie. It would probably just have to be like the movie be off screen and it just like us on camera watching the movie and everybody else also watching it simultaneously in the chat, and y'all could speak up in the chat about what we're watching. Something like that. That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be hard. I would like that. Yeah, that would be dope.
I got an idea for an app too.
What's up? Talk to me.
I can't say it online. I can't say it out loud. People will steal it. It's one of those. Somebody gonna steal it.
Don't do it. We talk about it in private. But I do what you call it. I got an idea for an app too. I've been slowly but surely putting it together. But I just need I gotta get with the one person that's hard to get up with in order for me to get it kind of off the ground. It's my brother. That joker is hard to get in touch with.
I believe Almega can hook us up.
If he can, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got something. I got something that'll be popping.
Yeah, Tristan gonna get on the Marvel vs. Capcom tonight. Yeah.
2 or 3? Which one? 2 or 3?
2, he said.
2's the best one.
2's that joint. It's the best one.
And now, Kristen, if you can get it, if you can emulate it and get the superior version was the Dreamcast version. Believe it or not.
No, yes.
That was the Dreamcast, the arcade perfect version in
Yep.
every way.
Yep.
And I still
That's
play
the
it.
one I
I
had.
play it
That's the
like
one I had.
yeah, I play it. I emulate it, but I play it. I
Yeah.
play it on my little handheld. But it's still just as I like my
Bro,
favorite
I had
combo.
Dreamcast was one of the best systems, dog, and it's just crazy to me what happened to it.
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to buy another one. You know, it was ahead of its time, bro. And
Ahead of its
Sega,
time.
I'm gonna tell you something about Sega. And agree or disagree, people. I know some people, but most people agree with me on this. Sega came out with the best gaming ideas ever.
Bro, they had the
But
Sega CD before anybody
yep,
else.
anybody else? Yep.
I
But
had the
their
Sega
main
CD.
problem,
Fucking
I had the
Sewer Shark
Sega
came with
CD.
that shit.
So yeah, I
Remember
remember
Sewer
that
Shark?
game. Yep, that was the only game I had for like a month or two, man. When I first got that
Yeah,
joint,
exactly.
I'm like, yo, I played the hell out of Sewer Shark. And then I got Sonic CD. That was the next game I got.
Yep.
And then I got Trapped in the Dark. That was the next game I got after that.
Mhm.
I got that. I got that.
I
But
had the
I'm gonna tell you something
Jaguar. I
about.
had the Jaguar for a minute
I
with
never had a Jaguar. I never had a Jag. I always wanted
no,
one, but
not
I
a,
never had one.
no, it wasn't. I'm sorry, I never had a Jaguar. I had it was TurboGrafx 16 that I had.
You had a Turbo
I had
Graphic? I wanted one. I wanted a Turbo Graphic. Bro,
I had
listen, let me tell
TurboGrafx
you something.
16. It had a dope
I
ass
wanted.
like side scroll martial arts game where like you play like a character that looks like Bruce Lee. I forget what it was, and then it had
Yes, I
bumps.
remember that. Bonds of
Yeah,
it, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
wanted that. I wanted that so bad. I
yeah.
never had one. I mean, I emulate it now,
Man, it
but
was
I
the
got a
day.
lot and I got mad TurboGrafx 16 games, and I like playing them.
Yeah,
But I wanted one back in the day, man. I really wanted one. But back to Sega, the one thing about Sega is their main mistake was the same mistake Xbox is making now. They don't fully support their own product. That
yeah,
was Sega's downfall. Remember they came out the first handheld, Sega Nomad. They came out with
right.
the CD first. They were the first ones to do online gaming. Like, and the Dreamcast was ahead of its time by like at least 5,
Mm-hmm.
6 years. But
Mm-hmm.
Sega, they relied on they wanted to rely on third party proprietors to support their machine. And therefore, you need Sony proved one thing. You need in-house development. You need exclusive games that are in-house. And they got that idea from one person that everybody neglects, Nintendo. Nintendo showed you what you can get and how much people will support you if you came out with games that only you sold and people bought your system.
And
So it sold more
Nintendo
systems.
was the one that came out on top, and they were the ones that had the worst system ideas of all the fucking consoles.
They did until they got to the Wii.
Yeah, well, the Wii was so terrible, man. The Switch was the when they really got it back. I think for me,
Yeah, they
it
got
went
it back.
from Super Nintendo with the 64 with its weird ass controller. The GameCube
I
was,
like
was okay.
I like the 64. I
I
like
mean,
this. I
yeah, a
can't.
lot of people liked
I
it.
did. No. I know a
It was
lot of people didn't
weird.
like, but I liked it the 64, man. I wish I
Yeah,
would have kept my 64 because it was a lot of games I like to play on 64. I used to sit down. I used to play
yeah.
Killer Instinct a lot. I used to play
I used to
Perfect
be
Dark,
like Star Fox and fucking
Star Fox. I played a lot. I used to kill
yeah,
Star Fox.
Mario, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mario,
Mario.
yeah, Mario
Mario
64. I
64
did
was
every
ground. That changed everything.
I
That
did
changed that.
everything you could possibly do on Mario 64, and I got all 120 stars.
Yeah. And why I got this comment just sitting up here? I'm excited for Cosmic Invasion though, too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely excited.
fucking Highlander is gonna be crazy. I didn't even know that Russell Crowe was in Highlander. I didn't know that until just now. So that's crazy. That's cool. I
That
think
is
Russell
crazy.
Crowe.
I don't.
They're not saying who he's gonna play. They're saying he's playing a key role. I'm assuming he's going to be the Sean Connery character. He's the right
Oh, what's up?
age. Yeah, I mean, as long as like Gladiator, bro, is my favorite movie, bro. Like Gladiator is the perfect film.
Yeah, I love
It's
Gladiator.
everything. Everything is in Gladiator, bro. Everything. Like everything great about cinema is in that fucking movie.
It's in good. Nah, you're right about that. It
People
was well
fucking
directed,
sleeping
well
on that
acted,
movie. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
well
my
paced.
favorite
It's a
movie is
longer movie.
Goodfellas and Gladiator, the two G's. They're my favorite movies, Goodfellas and Gladiator.
It's a longer movie, but it's well paced.
It's
Very, very well paced.
paced.
Yeah, it
It
is.
seems like it's fucking 30 minutes long. It's
does.
amazing.
All right, man. I got to get out of here. I'm dressed.
All right, bro. Yeah, man. Be
Thanks,
safe,
y'all.
man. We're gonna
Wednesday, I'll
call
be
it a
working
night
tomorrow.
and wrap it up. Yeah, man. We're gonna chop it up, man. We for everybody that's new and just came to the channel for the first time, man, like, subscribe. We definitely appreciate you coming and chopping it up with us. We do this every Saturday and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about all the great things about collecting comics, movies, video games, and hip hop. And like I said, man, we appreciate you, and we'll see you guys then. Be safe. Have a good rest of your weekend. And don't and the thing I always tell everybody, man, don't forget.
Be water, my friend.